If you're gonna do something, do it the right way. Don't cut corners, don't do things like that, because it's gonna come back and get you. It costs more to do the job twice than it does do it the first time. We've gone to houses that have already had vinyl windows installed in their house, and we'll go and do another phase for them. So they did phase one already, and now they're looking for, you know, maybe upstairs to get done, or the back side of their house, or just whatever. So we'll go out and we'll install our windows, and we always approach everything the right way. That's the way I've always done, you know, business and, you know, looked at things. If you're gonna do something, do it the right way. Don't cut corners, don't do things like that, because it's gonna come back and get you. It costs more to do the job twice than it does do it the first time, right? So I tell everybody, I tell my installers, you know, always make sure that we're doing it the right way. And we always use the same kind of caulking, we always use the same kind of everything, all the components, all the vinyl trims and things like that. So I can guarantee that this stuff's gonna work great. So we install the second phase, the customer looks at how these windows look, and then they're like, oh my gosh, like, well, we got can you take a look at our other windows and tell me what you think about that? And a lot of times the windows that were used were pull off the shelf style of window, or just a very kind of a generic, you know, window, not very high performing, the vinyl's crud, you know, and I'll look at it and I won't, like, you know, throw them completely under the bus, but I'll just say, hey, you know, they're not gonna compare the same. You know, you're talking about a Cadillac window versus, you know, an entry level. So there have been times where they're like, can you quote to get all these pulled out and put in the new windows, because they're not the same. They're just not. They don't look the same, they don't operate the same, they don't perform the same. So we'll go in and get that done. Then there's other times where we'll go and I'll measure the windows, and they're saying, well, this window constantly leaks every time it rains, or we're, you know, spraying the window down and the house down for dust, and we got water landing on our sill. So I'll inspect it and realize that the caulking lines that were around that window, the sealant broke away, it splits, because vinyl expands and it contracts with heat and cold. And as it's going through this, it's putting the caulking through it, right? And if you have an inexpensive caulking or the wrong caulking altogether, which a lot of times these fly-by-night contractors will use, you'll have your seal failures, or not the seal failures, but it's like the break of the seal to allow water to get past that retrofin flange, past the original window frame and into your house. So we'll go out there, yank those things out, and redo everything the right way. I'll tell you how to run a business and how to treat a customer. And then obviously all the things that I learned while being in the service department there, the complaints, we covered that before. You know, some of the issues that could have been preventable or could have been prevented, but they installed the wrong way, they didn't shim under the window, so it's smiling at you, and then the sash is going in, it doesn't, you know, top lock isn't meeting the lock rail, and it's like, good grief, man. And I'm thinking to myself, how can somebody install like this and feel okay? You know, like they just throw some windows in, collect a check, and they're out. And it's, what about the customer experience? What about giving them the right, you know, install, you know, doing things the right way the first time? And I swear by that, because when we leave our jobs, everything looks great. And I don't get callbacks for, oh, this lock isn't locking anymore, or whatever, the top lock, and it's just like, good, because you've shimmed the bottom completely across. That's just the way we do things. So what I learned from Anlin was how to run a business, how to treat the customer, and then obviously when I learned all that in the service department, how to do things the right way, what to prevent, and what you're preventing, you know, the constant negativity from the customer. You know, customer will, you know, dog out whoever installed it. That's when I was working at Anlin, they would dog out whoever installed it. It was like, oh, I'll never use them again, I'll never refer them. And that always, you know, I remember that. And it was one of those things that goes into the memory banks of, well, I remember that customer saying they would never ever want to use that or refer them to a friend. It's like, well, okay, you never want to install the wrong way or treat a customer like that, so. Can't speak for the competition so much, but all I know is that the way I want to treat somebody is how I would hope somebody would treat me. If you're going in and you're giving an estimate for work to be done on somebody's house, that's their house, man. Think about that. They go to sleep there at night. They want to feel like whoever is coming into their house is going to take care of them and take care of their house and do things the right way. And I think that really what sets us apart is kind of how OCD I am about that, you know, and how things need to fit and how things need to look and I'll go through everything with a customer. You know, when we're talking about it, this is the kind of window we want to use and here's why. And I don't mean Anlin, I mean the style of install, and I'll describe what we're doing and why we would do it, you know, in that manner. So I'm educating the customer. That's a huge thing. I just know the product. I know how to install the right way. So I'm more of an educator, and I know Windows, right? So I mean, I know how to tell and teach somebody what they need to know about this purchase they're about to make. So it's just an open line of communication. I really, you know, I don't mind answering questions. People are like, oh, I'm sorry for asking so many questions. I'm like, no, please continue, because I'm going to continue to answer your questions for you because it's very important. So I don't think that nobody else is not doing that. I mean, I feel like everybody who's running a good business is probably doing the same thing. They're willing to help the customer out, but I definitely think that we take it to another level. You know, I really try to focus in on any of their concerns, their needs, wants, and address exactly that. Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. If you want to be kept updated on new videos that are coming out, just hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.